What's going on, Timberwolves fans? I'm Tyrus. I'm back again for another Timberwolves Today. What's going on? It's a beautiful weekend. I hope you guys all took care. Really glad to be back for the fourth episode. How about that? That's pretty crazy, huh? Keep leaving those comments. Love seeing what you guys are thinking about what we're talking about. First off, let's just start off with the banger. I mentioned it in the last episode, but the Prince jersey is officially back. For the 2025-26 season, the NBA has announced that the city editions this year are going to be part of what they're calling a remix edition. So we're going to see a lot of returning city edition jerseys for not only the Timberwolves, but for the other 29 teams as well. It's going to be pretty sick. I'm really excited that they're kind of leaning into making sure that every city edition is going to be good. Because the last few have just kind of been, gently put, horrible. Like, they just don't look good. Like, I'm not talking about the Timberwolves. Timberwolves, we've been pretty solid, but there's been some teams that just look bad. So making sure that the product that you're putting out, i.e. the NBA doing this, that's a good move. Making sure that product is, good, that's the right move, is what I'm trying to say. But there's not really a whole lot more to say there about the jerseys, Like, we're all happy. Like, who doesn't own a Prince Timberwolves jersey? Also, just, like, crazy that that's the one that took off. It's purple, so I mean we're in Vikings territory, so it kind of makes sense that the purple jersey might do well in Minnesota, I guess. But dude, it's gonna look so good. It's gonna look so good. I can't wait for the exclusive release of some purple AE ones or maybe twos. We might see the twos next season finally. I would like to see Ant wear the high tops. I'm a big high top guy. You gotta have that extra ankle support, especially if you're gonna be playing, as many games as they are. Like, so many ankle injuries. The amount of times that, like, I thought it was over for Ant this last season too, where he, like, rolled his ankle and then comes right back. So either it's him, kind of playing into the character, or maybe there actually is an underlying issue there for whatever. It's I don't know. I'm not a low top guy. I do own a pair of AE1s though. How could I not? Whatever. Whatever. Next up, let's get off the jersey talk. Let's talk about some real basketball. Let's talk about Jaden McDaniels winning the MIP next season. I think it's doable. And also, we gotta chill on the names, because the fact that we got Jaden McDaniels, obviously, who's a Timberwolf. We have his brother Jalen McDaniels, who I think is, like, out of the league now. I don't think he's that good. Sorry, Jalen, if you're out there watching this and you are still in the league. I don't think you are. But then across football, we have, obviously, Jaden Daniels, who plays for the Commanders. Confuses me every time. Like, Mick is the only thing that makes you guys have different names. Awesome. But then also, Kansas football has a player, their quarterback, his name is not Jaden. His name is Jalen Daniels. Like, how do we have a set of brothers who have the same name as two random quarterbacks? You know what I mean? Like, what are the odds of that? It's so confusing. But Jaden, J-Mac can do the thing. We've seen him do it. When you gotta see him take that, like, one more step that he kind of shows he can do when there's, like, no one else really in the lineup. Like, when the team's injured, he steps up. Like, he's had in some insane games where I think he's had a couple triple doubles now, and a couple huge double doubles where he has, like, obviously, like, 15 rebounds or something like that, and then 30 points. But, like, the fact that he didn't have a 30-point game until this last season is kind of crazy. So it's stuff like that where it's like, why isn't he getting looked at for the most improved? Like, I don't really understand the most improved award. Like, they kind of give it to someone who is almost an all-star, or, like, they were a lottery pick. It's like, he wasn't a lottery pick. He was a late first-round guy who kind of came up with the young Wolves, and now he's a starting caliber guy who is a stud. Like, that's someone who's, kind of worthy of that most improved. Just, like, kind of give it to a guy who may not ever be an all-star. Like, he's a very good player, but it's hard for him to crack into that all-star caliber. Like, we'd have to see him get to a level that Jalen Williams was at, where he could kind of be the second man to Ant. I don't know if Jaden is that. Like, Jaden is a phenomenal defender. and very good on the offense now, but he wasn't. So give him that most improved. I think this next season, that could be a huge step for Jaden and the team. Like that would be really good. Like here's an award, Jaden. You know, like sometimes some of these guys just need an award on their plate for them to step up. I would also like to see him win Defensive Player of the Year. I feel like that's not a crazy ask. Like Marcus Smart won it, and I know that's gonna sound like I don't know ball, but he had a pretty good defensive season, and he's a guard, obviously. Like he wasn't a Rudy Gobert or Evan Mobley who won it last year, and that's kind of the last few who they've looked at since Smart. Like a guard hasn't won it since Smart, obviously. So it's kind of like maybe he could squeeze in there. Like I think he's better defensively than offensively, which is not a surprise. Like we kind of know that. Like when Jaden's out there, our offense is good, but our defense is better. I'd like to see him win Most Improved. I think it's very doable, and I think it would kind of help him prove that he's taken the next step. I think he can take another step, but I need to see him prove that that step from last year was legit and not just like an opportunity thing. That's my opinion on that. Nextly, we're talking about our players, we're talking about next steps, we're talking about moving forward. Who's going to be replacing the Nah role? You know, like I've talked about it a few times, but can they actually do it? These are the three guys I think that can. It's Clark, it's TSJ, and it's Rob Dillingham. One of those three has to step into that role. You could sit here and try to say that Dante is going to step up into the Nah role, but he was kind of above that role. Like Nah was a bench player, Dante was starting at times. Nikhil got the look a couple times, but you know, he was still coming off the bench for most of those games. So say what you want, but I think it's going to be TSJ who steps into that seventh, eighth man off the bench. And, you know, he has an insane year. For my own, you know, I want to say I don't want to lose TSJ to free agency just because he had that type of year, though. Because we can't afford to keep our current roster. Obviously, I think we'll look to move on. But we can't just keep having these guys who are Nickeil Alexander-Walker and let them walk. Now, I do think Nickeil Alexander-Walker was overrated on the free agency market because he was kind of the top guy that everyone wanted this year. And what does that tell you about a free agency class? And the Hawks went and overpaid for him, and we were actually part of a record-breaking 7-team trade, which actually sent KD to Houston, which is crazy. Why? Like, what? Drop a comment if you know more than me about how that works. But what's the advantage to making a trade 7 teams there? There must be some money all mixed up in the bunch where it makes more sense to get every team involved instead of just the 2 teams who are trying to ship them off to Houston. Because that became a 2-team trade into 7 teams. And like there was a bunch of random signing trades. It's not like every team was even interacting with each other either. There was like teams just pocketed off. It's like that's actually a separate trade. Like it doesn't even make sense. But I get sidetracked very easily. Very easily. I'm telling you it's TSJ that's taken the next Nah role. It could be Clark. Clark is more like Jaden though. You know, like I trust his defense. Don't know that I trust his offensive side. And then there's Rob, who's actually the complete opposite. I'm beginning to trust his offensive role. I think he can do it. He needs more minutes than 4 minutes, Chris Finch. Please find more than 4 minutes for our first round pick 2 years ago, Chris Finch. I think he can be the guy. Like we're gonna need him to be. Like if we're gonna stay this expensive roster, he's the cheapest option at point guard. You know, like after Mike Conley goes, it's Rob until we either have to extend him or pay for someone on a cheap deal. So let's get the guy some minutes and let's see if he actually can fill the role or if we need to start looking for a point guard of the future. That's kind of the options that we're left with. So here's the buckets I'm going to put each of these guys into. I'm going to put TSJ in the Nah bucket. I'm going to put Jalen Clark in. I'm going to put Jalen Clark in the Jaden McDaniels, like his second year when he was starting to play very well. We're like, we have something here. And then I'm going to put Rob in the please, for the love of God, find this guy some minutes bucket. I think that's pretty fair. Those those should work. Let me know if there's someone that you guys have been looking at, but those are the three guys that I'm kind of staring dead in the eyes at. I'm like, you want the minutes? Like, someone needs them. It's got to go to someone. What do I know? What do I know, though? Because I think it's all coming down to this. Is this the championship year? My heart says yes. Like, we went to back-to-back Western Conference Finals. Ant's been in the league for 5 years. Like, the team's only been looking better in the last span of 4 years. Like, we're not blowing series anymore, other than the OKC one. But OKC's good, and that's kind of the problem too. If this is a championship year, we're gonna have to get past them, or we're gonna have to get past someone that beats them. It's gonna get tough. Like, they're good. They're very good. There's a reason they won the way they did. Obviously, Halliburton got hurt, and Pacers took him to Game 7 still, but I don't disbelieve that they won't be back there, you know? Like, they're gonna be back. 100%. So can this be the year? I 100% believe it can be. But things have to go our way. This is a great year to try to make a run for it, too. The East is weak. It's so weak. The Cavs are probably going to be the one again. The Celtics are kind of punting on the year. No Tatum, apparently. There's been reports that he might come back. You've got teams like the Magic who are kind of pushing. The Knicks are still going to be good. The Pacers are going to be without Hallie for the entire season. So it's, you got a handful of teams there, but then the West is loaded. You got the Thunder, you've got the Nuggets, you've got the Wolves, the Lakers probably are going to be there. The Clippers seem like they're all in. The Kings are trying to go all in on some random players. They're probably going to be a 10 seed and not talked about. There's too many teams that are good. Even the Warriors probably could make another run here if they figure out if they're going to sign anyone in free agency or make a single trade. But it doesn't seem out of the question to rule out 8 teams from the West being able to win a championship. Where the East feels like there's 4 teams who could make a championship, not win it, but make it. It sucks that we're in the West. If we were in the East, I would say this is the year for sure, and there's no reason that we don't win it. That's kind of what I think. I think in tomorrow's video I might get into some league expansion stuff. There's been a lot of reports about what teams are going to get added and what team might get moved from the West. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Check out this video, check out the other ones, and I'm going to start ending these videos with a random Timberwolves player. So today's random Timberwolves player is Robert Covington. Rocco. See you guys in the next one.